to judge. So Mr. 2K himself sent in this archetype. It's a facilitating finisher.
I love this build, Chris, just because it's unique. There aren't enough Chris Balls out there, guys who will just make the team better. It's going to obviously have some weaknesses in scoring, especially from the perimeter, but
a stunning view of the move. And with tip.
Kevin, thank you.
Indeed. Something special, David. Thanks. Here are the 5 for the Clippers. We've got Marcus Morris. Paul George is out there with Jackson. Then it's Ivica Zubac. And it's Leonard in at the 3 spot. And for the Mavericks, Kleber is the 4 with Porzingis in the middle. Doncic out there with Josh Richardson. And it's Finney-Smith in at the 3 slot. Now, here is Morris. Coming off a solid outing against Indiana. And Doncic, here we go. And the dunk by Doncic.
There's a burst that allows Luka Doncic to be effective on his drives. You're not going to catch him standing around. This guy is in attack mode.
And Doncic was part of a draft day trade that so far seems to have worked out pretty well for both teams.
That's exactly right. Doncic, Greg, was selected by Atlanta with the 3rd pick. He was then quickly shipped to Dallas for the 5th overall pick, which turned into Trae Young, plus a future pick. Neither of these young men wasted any time putting their stamp on the NBA. I do think their futures will always be discussed in connection with the other.
And here is Los Angeles now. The Mavericks making the shot. And Paul George, Doris, kind of a late bloomer coming up in high school. His older sister used to give him the business on the blacktop. Of course, eventually, he found his stride, and the rest is history.
It took some encouraging from older sis and his high school coach, who actually had to threaten him with running suicides to get the guy to shoot more. And think about it. This guy plays his college basketball at mid-major Fresno State. That's really where he got onto the NBA radar.
Now here's Porzingis, and he can certainly fill it up when they need him to. He's averaging almost 21 points a game. Just 2 to shoot. And Doncic is right there.
Well, Luka Doncic has every skill necessary to be a difference maker on the boards. Let's begin with his great size.
And Jackson gets it to go.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
And I think defensively, that is not the way you want to start. Giving up high percentage looks, that doesn't typically end well.
Doncic finds Kleber. No one near Doncic as he lets it fly. That one rolling around and rims out.
Maybe he rushes that just a little bit, who knows, but he couldn't have gotten a better look than that.
Morris with the bucket.
Well, this is why Mr. Morris is out there. The ability to drain the shot from long distance and spread the floor.
Finney-Smith passes to Kleber. Jackson against Doncic. Back to Kleber. Now the pass to Finney-Smith. Doncic against Jackson. Porzingis kicks to Doncic. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2.
Well, this guy is so effective with the pump fake. Luka Doncic gets the defender off his feet. Beautiful.
And it was interesting how the Dallas franchise sold its fans on Doncic. Ownership told them, think of a 6'7" Steve Nash. Isn't quite the shooter Steve was, but is only a teenager. Great vision. Boy, he can really pass it, and it turns out Doncic is all of that and more.
He muscles it in through the contact, and they call the foul. He's on his way to the free throw line.
I think this is where Powell is really trying to improve, right? Sacrificing his body, taking it right to the defense.
Looking at who's out there now for the Mavericks. Cauley-Stein, he's checked in for Porzingis. Trey Burke comes in for Richardson. And it's Jalen Brunson in for Luka Doncic. Here's Mann. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against Indiana. Batum dishes to Patterson. And the rejection by Cauley-Stein.
You better come stronger than that. Cauley-Stein, a presence defensively.
Kanan. And here's Brunson. He'll bring it up for the Mavericks. Coming off that loss against Philadelphia.
Yeah, I mean, hard time shooting the rock in that one, but they also didn't give themselves the best looks.
I think even when you get quality looks, there was an inability to stay consistent. It is hard to win on a cold shooting night in today's NBA. The scoring is just too good.
Kennard's shot is off. And even Nash himself called Doncic a dream prospect.
Yeah, he said Luka was big and mobile enough in the modern game, can guard multiple positions, has a skill set, a winning mentality, and those leadership qualities. Steve Nash sounding like a future GM. Oh, man, just beast mode on the glass there. He was not going to be denied on that play.
To the inside, and stolen by Cauley-Stein. Here's Burke. Lays it up off the glass.
And their offense already in a flow. Some stellar shooting to jump out to this lead.
Clippers trail by 6. Rondo bounce pass. Batum scanning the floor. Patterson passes to man. Shoots over Burke. And it's off the back rim. No good.
And I'm not sure that is a shot that he should be taking.
Well, it's hard to imagine that the play was designed to go in that direction. Boy, I'd be surprised if we see that again.
Now, here's Kennard. He had 10 points in the win against the Pacers in Indianapolis. The Clippers again turning it over. Brunson up top. He's covered by Rondo. Here's Hardaway. Offensive rebound.
Oh, and a nice job of turning that miss into 2 points on the tip in.
Hustle points, I believe they call them. Hustle points right there. Outside Rondo to stop the drought. And so it's Dallas holding on to an 8-point lead heading into the break. Earlier tonight, we spoke with Paul George about how
everybody has a chip on their shoulder.
Greg, that last point is key. This team plays lockdown defense.
And that's a big part of their identity. Most teams talk about being well balanced. This team lives it.
And thanks again for tuning in. If you're just joining us, we've played through 1/4 of action so far. And guys, what's your take on the Mavericks so far?
What we saw in that first quarter, they won their matchups defensively.
I think across the board, a number of guys who've done a great job guarding multiple positions.
Taking a look at Los Angeles, they've got Kennard. Batum is out there with Patrick Patterson. That's Rajon Rondo, and it's man in at the 2-guard spot. Oh, and they get in the way of the alley-oop. Not to be. Good play defensively. Count it. Brunson's got the lead up to 12 now for Dallas.
Well, Powell understands the value of igniting the fast break, getting easy baskets for his team. Nice active hands.
And born and raised in Toronto, Powell is part of a growing legion of NBA players who hail from up north.
We the North. How about upon arriving in Dallas, he became the 5th Canadian to suit up just for the Dallas Mavs organization alone. So college and NBA scouts spending more time there now. What a beautiful country with plenty of basketball talent.
Kennard on the wing. Cauley-Stein grabs the board. Cauley-Stein's got 4 rebounds now tonight. And that one's good. Burke's got his 2nd bucket of the game to go.
That pass had to be thrown not only in the right spot, but at the right time.
Rondo passes to Batum. There's the dish to Patterson. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. Now, the superstar players always get the headlines, but you need more great role players, it seems, as you look at the history of champions, to win. So that being said, Greg, what kind of role players do you look for?
You know, Kevin, it starts on your best player, and I think you go from there. Obviously, in today's game, spot-up shooting is critically important. And then you got to factor in versatility. You need guys that can guard multiple positions, that give you some rim protection, but obviously that can also shoot the basketball. And I think it's critical having that instant offense guy coming off the bench as well to, when your team's in a bit of a funk, somebody you can trust to kind of light a fire.
Good point. Outside Jackson. Inside. Doncic with the steal. And out of bounds as Los Angeles gains possession. And we've got an update here, so let's catch up with David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin. The Mavericks have their young star tandem in Luka Doncic and Kristaps Porzingis. KP said, "We can be a pretty deadly duo. It's only going to be a matter of time. Once we get that two-man game going, it's going to be hard to stop." Guys, it's already hard to stop. Back to you.
Team on the rise, David. Thank you so much.
A tough start scoring the basketball, but they're starting to turn it around now.
Doncic against Morris. And Doncic gets it to go. Doncic has got 4 points this quarter.
And it's coming easy for them right now. 5 baskets in a row in the paint.
Here's Jackson, and it goes out of bounds. That one off Porzingis.
Porzingis so fast off the floor when he challenges a shot. Helps him get a lot of blocks like that one.
Here's George. And gets hacked by the D. He'll go to the line. The Clippers have been solid at the line so far. 4 for 4. And free throw good from Morris. And Morris drops them both.
This is about the last guy you want to send to the stripe right now. They keep fouling him, and he keeps making them.
Jackson against Doncic. Here's Porzingis. That one drops for him.
This offense just continues to impress.
Clippers trail by 14. 1:27 left to play here in the second quarter. Passes it to Zubac. Out of bounds. It'll be Mavericks ball. Dallas leading by 14. Doncic passes to Finney-Smith. Doncic against Jackson. Shoots the three. And it's Doncic missing. The Los Angeles Clippers coming to this one after the win against the Indiana Pacers.
Yeah, they were able to maintain focus in a hostile environment, and that led to taking shots that made sense.
Well, I'm sure they're still enjoying that one. You love going into a tough building, tough place to play, and shooting the lights out. Nothing like silencing the crowd.
Leonard with the steal. Pass to Zubac. Back to Leonard. It's stolen. Here's Porzingis with a fast break chance. Lays it up and banks it in. Porzingis has got 4 this quarter.
He's still filling out that frame, but the greyhound physique of Porzingis well suited to transition play.
2-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Knocked loose and stolen by Richardson. And here we go. The Mavericks in a fast break. Porzingis can't hit. And pushing it up. Here's Los Angeles. George with the ball. Morris, no good. Up in time. And so it's Dallas with a 14-point lead as we bring the quarter.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Greetings to... Now that the unicorn is healthy, Shaq, we're getting a better idea about the full potential of his game.
Yeah, he went from no playmakers in New York to Doncic.
And that'll do.
And with the second half upon us, we'll find out if this game becomes the route that it's threatening to be. You know, Luka Doncic has been exceptional here, guys.
No problems fighting his way to the rim in this one. A lot of points in close.
And part of that has to do with his mindset. He has been looking to push the action at every opportunity, and he has been in attack mode all night.
Third quarter action getting rolling right now. Brought to you by Gatorade. All fueled up and ready to go. Here's who's on the floor. On the floor right now for the Mavericks. Kleba is the 4 with Porzingis in the middle. Luka Doncic out there with Josh Richardson. And it's Finney Smith in at the small forward. And here's George. He'll bring it up for the Clippers. It's a 16-point game.
And last year, Dallas gave Porzingis the contract he was looking for to the tune of $158 million.
And Greg, credit the Dallas organization for believing in Kristaps Porzingis' talent. And now credit Porzingis, because you have to share shot attempts and usage with Luka Doncic. What has he done? He's concentrated on better rebounding, better rim protecting. This guy is all in on winning, and what a combination these two guys can be.
Well, coming into the league with immense potential, Porzingis has already fulfilled much of it, already an all-star. But, you know, Greg, there are still areas he's working on.
Yeah, he's definitely getting stronger and more physical. You'd like to see him make the next pass a little more often when a teammate has a better shot. But if he can just stay healthy, boy, the sky's the limit on what he can accomplish.
Exceptional vision by Paul George. This guy is tearing up the defense.
Dallas leading by 16. Doncic passes to Porzingis. That's another one for him. His 5th in just 7 shots.
They are just killing him on the interior.
First minute and a half of basketball here in the third quarter. Outside, George. Back to Jackson. Pass to Zubac. Over Porzingis. It's rebounded by Dallas.
Well, certainly not the best defensive effort, but this guy can't make them pay for their laziness.
And the rejection by Leonard.
Well, tremendous intimidation and shot blocking by Kawhi Leonard. How nice is that?
And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Luka Doncic. That is his first foul of the game. And the Mavericks will go for a different look here. Powell, he's checked in for Maxi Kleba. Tim Hardaway Jr. comes in for Dorian Finney-Smith. Burke, he's checked in for Josh Richardson. And it's Jalen Brunson in for Doncic. Brunson the pass to Powell. Outside Hardaway. And here is Patterson. He averages about 5 points a game. Outside Leonard. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. And Kawhi Leonard with a very analytical approach, Doris, to the game. Studies angles, movement, trying to groove in on perfect mechanics. I mean, he does it all.
Yeah, Kev, that goes back to his favorite high school subject, which was math. And think about how precisely he has built his game. He started at the free throw line, then went to the low post, and now has added the range game. Very analytic approach.
And the Mavericks making a change here. Cauley Stein's checked in, and the shot goes in. Here's Mann. Looking at his numbers, he's averaging about 6.5 points a game. And he lobs it up toward the rim. And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by Rondo.
No clue where that pass was going. That is a brutal turnover.
George is checked in for the Clippers. Brunson scanning the floor. It's Powell on the wing. Defended by Batum. Here's Leonard. And Kawhi Leonard with the slam.
As unassuming as he looks sometimes, Kawhi Leonard finishes with authority off the dribble.
Burke finds Hardaway. And here's Brunson. And good that time.
And even with the big lead, he remains focused on the task at hand.
That is the competitiveness he brings to the table. Every night you're going to get great effort from him.
My goodness. Save that one. I want to see that again.
Me too. Just absolutely beautiful. 1:06 left to play in the third. Here's Burke. Here's Powell. And there's the pass to Brunson. And a miss there on the triple. Clippers trail by 14. Rondo passes to Batum. That one a tad offline to the right, but drops in for him. Batum's got 4 points this quarter. And Cauley Stein has it in the corner. Dallas moving the ball around. Brunson against Patterson. Brunson the pass to Cauley Stein. Takes the three. Out to Hardaway. Passes it to Burke. Rondo against Brunson. Great positioning on the putback.
And with his vertical reach, you expect Cauley Stein to be a factor on the offensive glass.
One-on-one here. It's blocked. It could go. And that shot was up in time, but doesn't go in. And so it's the Dallas Mavericks with a 14-point lead as we bring the quarter to... And a moment now as we take a look at our State Farm assists of the game.
Yeah, a terrific, unselfish play right here. Set up his teammate. And how about the setup this way?
How about the secondary playmaking you are getting? Great to have that from the shooting guard spot.
And as we head into the fourth, we'll see if there's a comeback in the works or if it's more of the same from the first 3 quarters. And on the floor for the Clippers here in the fourth, Paul George is out there with Reggie Jackson. Then it's Marcus Morris. Then there's Batum. And it's Zubats in at center. Richardson kicks to Doncic. And Morris has got the ball here for Los Angeles. Down by 12. At the conclusion of this game, they're off to Detroit, where they'll face the Pistons. That is game 3 of this 4-game trip.
Got to credit the defense. They found a way to stop them, and that's never an easy task.
Finney-Smith passes to Porzingis. 2 free throws coming up. And here we go. Coach's challenge happening right now. This one in regards to the personal foul. Seeing if that was the right call.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double checking, and the game continues on.
Okay, well, let's check in with David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sidelines.
Hey, Kevin, during that last break, I heard Tyronn Lue as he talked with the team. He told them flat out, we are turning the ball over too much, guys. We can't keep making the hero ball play. Slow it down, run the offense, and make the safe pass. Back to you, Kevin.
Now the Mavericks moving it up. Goes back up. Richardson kicks to Porzingis. Over Morris. Dallas again missing. Clippers trail by 14. Batum passes to Jackson. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. Greg, not all drafts are the same in terms of talent. 2019 was a year to remember.
No doubt about it. I mean, transcendent talent at the top. You think of Zion and Ja, both could be future league MVPs. And the irony is that those 2 guys were teammates in high school. Go figure.
Yeah, go figure is right. George against Doncic. George double-teamed. Morris. Whistle blows. Bucket is good, and he'll have a chance at the line to make it a 3-point play.
This is where the frame of Morris allows him to absorb that contact and push right through it.
That free throw good for Morris. Greg, after we saw top prospects like LaMelo Ball and R.J. Hampton playing a year in Australia, the NBA G League sweetened the deal to attract those blue chippers to this G League, which I think is a very interesting topic and a very interesting way to go.
It is. You know, I think the salaries now could exceed $500,000, not to mention the endorsement deals. And They're on a single team that's built around their needs. Certainly an enticing option for those who want to skip the college route.
Does this affect colleges, in your opinion, in their recruiting?
Not at all. You're going to love your school no matter who plays for them, especially if you're winning.
Jackson from long range. No good on that one. And the Mavericks going the other way now. They led by as many as 18 points. Kleba kicks to Finney-Smith. To the middle. Richardson outside. Clock at 6. And it's in there. And the Mavericks lead by 14. Third minute of action now gone here in the fourth. Jackson with it. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Luka Doncic. That's foul number 2 for him. Hardaway's checked in for Dorian Finney-Smith. Kawhi Leonard's checked in for the Clippers. George double-teamed. And wrestling for it there, but no one has possession. We'll have a jump ball. And here is Los Angeles now. Pass to Jackson. And he banks in the layup. And it's 7 points for Reggie Jackson.
And good to see Jackson finish closer in. Not a guard who just chucks up threes. Can find the creases with that handle.
Doncic feeling it out. Zubats against Porzingis. Here's Kleba. And it's off from three-point range. And so it's Leonard with it. He'll bring it up for the Clippers. A 12-point game. Out to Morris. Wide open. And he sinks that one, hitting the back of the rim on the way in.
It's really clear to me that Marcus Morris has an unshakable belief in his ability to score at will.
And at this point, just sort of running through the paces, as it appears it'll be a nice win here for the Mavericks.
You know, their big advantage was points in the paint.
And they found a way to pound the ball inside. And that was working all game long.
And so taking a look at their record, a nice milestone they'll be picking up tonight. 30 wins on the year now.
And not only are they on their way to winning this game, this also gives them a win in the season series.
And you know, when you look at the huge impact he had, just a monster game for Porzingis.
He was doing everything right, and the points came in bunches. Definitely had the hot hand.
8-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock.
They made the most of their opportunities, looking comfortable and locked in throughout the night.
What an impressive performance, to say the least. At this point, it looks insurmountable.
George passes to Morris. Now here's Kleba. And Kleba slams it in.
Finishing strong. This is how you want to close things out.
No question. They've gotten hot at exactly the right time. Clutch play.
All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. And that about wraps it up.
off rip. Yeah.
And the player introductions are wrapped up. The start. Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining us on 2D8.
Kevin, thanks very much.
Portland is indeed one of the great cities in the NBA. David, thank you. Now, we'll look at Dallas's starting lineup. Kleba is the 4 with Porzingis in the middle. Josh Richardson out there with Doncic. And it's Finney Smith in at the small forward position. And for the Trailblazers, pairing up in the backcourt, Lillard and McCollum. Nurkic is out there with Robert Covington, and it's Powell in at the 3. Greg, we're still involved in the conference system. Does it hold relevance as we're looking here at the standings mid-season?
You know, for travel distance, yes, and there's also some tradition at stake. I mean, look, that said, in a perfect world, you'd like to see the best 16 teams make the playoffs each year, but we've had, you know, imbalance in conferences forever, so that's not going to change, but sometimes change is just necessary.
How about quickly for the playoffs? Would you like to reseed and take the top 16s, 1 through 16?
I would. I think that'd be a great idea.
And here is Doncic after Damian Lillard was able to get the 3 to go. And Doncic gets it to go.
Boy, a strong, versatile offensive player. Doncic capable of burning you from anywhere on the floor.
Lillard against Doncic. Lillard with it. He's coming off a 28-point game against Boston.
And made a big mark at the free throw line as well. He got himself to the strike a lot and cashed in when he had his chances.
Doncic outside. And there's Richardson on the assist by Doncic.
Boy, what a brilliant find by Doncic.
And Greg, Josh Richardson's a terrific ball handler out on the wing who can create for others.
Richardson gets a lot of assists per game at that wing position, not just looking to finish plays, but also to create for others. Very well-rounded threat on the offensive end, and that gives this team another dimension in terms of playmaking.
Now, here's Lillard. He has 6. Nurkic can't hit.
Yeah, and that was lining up to be a huge alley-oop, but they just couldn't quite connect.
And, you know, guys, always a tough catch on the lob. Placement and timing have to be close to perfect.
That misses off the backboard.
You're not going to see that very often. Plenty of space, but he just, let's face it, he whiffs on that.
Portland moving the ball over. McCollum kicks to Powell. Lillard with it. Now guarded by Porzingis. Shot from 12. Lillard misses. Last game for the Mavericks, it was a loss to the Philadelphia 76ers. Sinks it. And the shot from Porzingis.
Boy, they're on fire right now, cooking with gas, starting this one out 4-5.
Lillard outside. Nice D from Porzingis.
Boy, that is awesome defense, guys, against a capable finisher. Well done. I'm sure the coaches love that.
Lillard against Doncic. Lillard the pass to Nurkic. Lillard outside. Pass to Powell. 6 to shoot. Nurkic trying to get open. For Dallas, they've gone 4 of 5 from the field so far. Richardson outside. Just under 3.5 minutes gone here in the first quarter. Kleba, and Kleba slams it in.
Yeah, Josh Richardson is just not a scorer and defender, folks. He can pass it, too.
Lillard surveying the D. From 13 feet, it goes down. Lillard's got 8.
Boy, he is looking confident. Love how they're using him so far.
And you know what? They're going to keep using him. I mean, he'll be the centerpiece of their offense today. You can bank on that.
Now, here's Doncic. Last game we saw him score 32.
You know, you talk about Covington, and he's what you call a typical 3-and-D player. Has been that way most of his career.
Richardson the pass to Finney Smith. Richardson kicks to Kleba. Outside, Porzingis. And the dunk by Porzingis.
Boy, how about the coordination from Porzingis initiating as the ball handler in the pick and roll? You don't see many 7-3 guys do that.
Now, here's Lillard. 8 points for him.
Taking matters into his own hands.
Yeah, we didn't expect to see that kind of finish.
And you know, guys, when your point guard is making explosive plays at the rim, I really do think it sets the tone for the rest of the team.
Here's Covington, and he hits it to tie the game up.
Oh, I love to see Covington blast off the floor. He's so good at reading angles and making himself a target in transition.
Doncic, no good. Doncic with the steal. Here's Porzingis, and the dunk by Porzingis.
Attacking in transition, the most consistent way to generate easy looks.
Yep, exactly. And if there's any opportunity for early offense, you've got to push it and push it every time.
And still a close game as the first quarter comes to a close. Mavericks ahead. They lead by 2. Greg, we know many guys in the NBA have range, but Damian Lillard's range, wow. He discusses with us his deep, deep shot.
I'm training summer.
The team seems to support, Greg, that philosophy 100%.
The game has changed. Some guys would rather take a few steps back to get a cleaner look. Lillard being one of them.
And this has been a fairly close game through the first quarter, and we'll see what happens here in the second. And a breakdown here, guys, the hustle stats for Dallas.
Well, you have to admire their intensity in the paint defensively. I mean, really contesting and even blocking shots. Definitely a factor early.
And also, they're jumping on a lot of turnovers, making sure they turn them into points at the other end.
On the court for Dallas here in the second, Dwight Powell is out there with Cauley Stein. Then it's Jalen Brunson. Then there's Burke, and it's Hardaway in at the small forward. An easy 2 points on the layup. Hardaway has got the lead up to 4 now for the Mavs.
Just no resistance on the inside. That's their 5th consecutive make in the paint.
Those looks they're allowing are almost automatic.
McCollum outside. Over Burke. Cantor trying to free himself up. And that's good. A nice job in the glass as they pick up 2 on the second effort.
And usually amongst the leaders in their offensive rebound rate, Cantor gives your team found points off misses.
Stolen away. Nice job to interrupt the alley-oop attempt there. And now McCollum running the floor all by himself from deep three-point range. It's rebounded by Dallas. Second quarter, we're a little over a minute and a half in. Burke, the pass to Cauley Stein. That one falls coming off Burke's feet. Cauley Stein's got his first 2 points.
Nice work inside by Cauley Stein. Great tools as a finisher.
Here's Simons. Brunson covering. The rim-rattling two-handed jam.
Puts the D in a tough spot when you have a point guard who can throw it down.
He really does, GA. He really does put pressure on him.
And you know, guys, showing how dynamic a weapon he is for this offense, they feed off of that energy and ability to make plays. It gets them going.
Powell trying to free himself up. Drills it from outside. Burke's got his first 3 points of the game.
Moving it around, 8 of their last 10 coming off assists.
You know, nothing makes a coach happier than selflessness on the basketball court.
McCollum deciding where to go with it. A pass to Cantor. 5 to shoot. The Trailblazers need to get off a shot. The putback, and Cantor able to finish.
You know, his positioning near the hoop, always to his advantage. Just a terrific job to tip that one back in.
Now here's Burke, covered by Anthony. It's good on the putback. And the Mavericks lead by 5.
And Kevin, they dialed up their activity this quarter. We're seeing them convert a lot of those second chance opportunities.
Well, the hustle and the effort, the persistence, all of that paying off in a big way. And that's something that makes a coach smile.
Burke, the pass to Brunson. Hardaway with a wide open look. The offensive rebound. Not going to go that time. Portland's gone 0-2 from deep here in the second. McCollum outside to the inside. And stolen by Cauley Stein. Here's Burke. That one falls. His second basket of the game. He's now 2 for 3.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today? Ending with a basket, coming off a pretty pass.
Well, when you look at the assist totals, heck, they've been clearly the better team.
It's good. Cantor's got 8 points.
Really starting to find himself now, guys, after getting shut out in the first quarter.
Cauley Stein kicks to Brunson. Back to Cauley Stein. Dishes to Burke. Over McCollum. Will not go. This is off the front iron. And Simons has got the ball here for the Trailblazers. They trail by 3. And Portland with another turnover here.
That is just a careless turnover. You've got to be smarter in those exchanges.
And that was a great replay we just saw of our Mobile One block.
Emphatic with the rejection. You've got to appreciate that kind of forceful defense.
Norman Powell's checked in for the Trailblazers. Damian Lillard comes in for Anthony Simons. Doncic passes to Hardaway. Back to Doncic. And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by Cantor.
And he made the right read on that play, but just couldn't secure the steal.
You know, fellas, 1 second quicker, and that's going the other way.
Doncic, no good. And now Lillard pushing it up. No one back to stop him. Oh!
Yes, sir.
That was incredible.
Oh, man. You have got to be kidding.
Hey, talk about taking things into your own hands.
Yeah, he wanted credit for the basket and the...
Thank you, David, and we'll be right back after halftime to start the third quarter.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, everyone. It was all Kristaps Porzingis in the first quarter. He had 8 points, 2 rebounds, and
second half of basketball upon us. We may be in for an exciting finish based on how close of a game it's been so far. You have to like what we've seen so far from Damian Lillard.
And how about the amount he's contributing in the scoring column through 2 quarters? He has been terrific.
And you know what? They've come at him a few different ways defensively, and nothing has slowed him down.
Norman Powell was out there with Robert Covington. Then it's Enes Kanter. Then there's Yusuf Nurkic, and it's Lillard in at the point guard position. So that's who Terry Stotts starts the second half with. A guy who just continues to earn more minutes. You know, Finney-Smith is tough, and Greg, he is effective.
He seems to become a better rebounder every year, more efficient. He'll take charges, commits hard fouls, and I don't think we've seen his ceiling. Finney-Smith is a guy you can win with.
And that's really good use of the catch and shoot. Outstanding by Covington. He's a quick decision maker, and he usually makes his decision as the pass is being thrown to him as to what kind of shot he's going to get off.
And Maxi Kleber is going to pick up the foul. That's his first foul. McCollum's checked in for the Trailblazers. Second half just getting started. About a minute played. Powell against Kleber. And the ball's tied up, so we'll have a jump ball. And so it's Dallas with it. The Mavericks leading. Richardson kicks to Kleber. Doncic against Covington. Doncic passes to Kleber. Fires it up. And it's Doncic missing. They got the opportunity to get the lead back.
And they've been waiting for this chance all game long.
McCollum with the bounce pass. To the paint. Here's Nurkic, and boy, that looked like goaltending. Yes, it is, and so they will award the basket there.
And they have scraped and clawed to get back into this thing, just chipping away little by little, and finally now taking the lead.
The Mavericks shooting with confidence, 50% from the field so far. Doncic looking it over. And the layup's good off the glass. Doncic has got 4 points this quarter. Now in the free agent race last year, for your money, Greg, who would you have rather taken? Kawhi and PG, Kevin Durant and Kyrie.
Wow. I tell you what, it's a tough call. You know,
That is.
got a couple finals MVPs. KD's got a couple. Kyrie's got a ring. It's a tough call. I mean, PG is more than capable, man. I think it's a toss-up, partner.
I agree. Yeah, I'm going to agree. Lillard misses.
And you don't want to give up that kind of look too often.
And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
Well, you got to love when Richardson gets the defense to commit and make a mistake there.
The Mavericks shooting their initial free throws of the game right here. Derek Jones, he's checked in for the Trailblazers. And Fernie Simons comes in for Damian Lillard. And the Mavericks will go for a different look here. Cauley Stein, he's checked in for Porzingis. Powell comes in for Maxi Kleber. Hardaway's checked in for Dorian Finney-Smith. And it's Jalen Brunson in for Luka Doncic. Dallas leading by 3. And it's rebounded by Covington. A touch over 2.5 minutes of basketball played here in the third quarter. Here's Simons. Looking at his point production, he averages almost 8 points a game. He gets it in there.
I'm not sure who was supposed to be on him that possession. I mean, apparently neither did the defenders.
Down low, Powell, and the dunk by Powell.
And all Powell needs is good positioning inside, and when he does get it, he's throwing it down.
Here's Simons. Brunson covering. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. And a quick look at some of the numbers for Damian Lillard. It's his first trip to the line. And the first one at the line is good. And Portland making a change here. Anthony's checked in. The Mavericks also with a sub. Burks is checked in. Both good from the line that time.
And what an advantage. You really feel like you can always trust him when he's at the line.
Third quarter action, and just under 3.5 minutes have gone. Powell kicks to Burke from deep. Here's Cauley Stein. Pass to Burke. Now here's Hardaway. They get it back. Controls the rebound and puts it back up and in. And the Mavericks lead by 3.
Boy, Powell showing you great aggressiveness that time, fighting hard to come up with that offensive rebound.
To the paint. Here's Anthony. And blocked. That one goes careening off the glass. And the call will be against Yusuf Nurkic. And that is his first foul of the game. A different look now for Portland. Enes Kanter comes in for Yusuf Nurkic. And Damian Lillard subbed in for Fernie Simons. Porzingis, he's checked in for the Mavericks. Maxi Kleber comes in for Dwight Powell. Outside Hardaway. Brunson against Lillard. Brunson the pass to Hardaway. Back to Brunson. Shot clock at 6. Now Porzingis. Dallas moving it around. Kleber, no good.
That's one he knows he should have drained.
And it goes down 2 points. Porzingis has got 10 points.
Boy, the coaching staff loves seeing this. I mean, Porzingis being active and effective from this area here.
Lillard against Kleber. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. It's on Porzingis.
And you know what? You allow a guy to get right to the rim like that. That's your only option.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, free throws are always better than a layup, so I'd agree with you there.
Luka Doncic, he's checked in for the Mavericks.
Lillard is really a force of nature. I mean, an incredible talent who torches just about everybody with his scoring ability.
Doncic outside. To the inside. It's stolen by Anthony. And now running up the court, Lillard pushing it up. And so they choose to intentionally foul.
And not the guy you want to send to the line. He has been automatic.
The free throw is good from Lillard. Here's Doncic. He's got 6. Kleber inside. And we just finished the third quarter, and we've got a tight ball game here. Mavericks lead by 1. And we're just moments away from the start of the fourth quarter. Stay with us. Terry Stotts had some advice for his team. Let's hear what he had to say.
It's going to become a possession game. Everyone.
And with these teams locked in a very close contest, this fourth quarter promises to be a good one. Our fourth quarter action underway, presented by Gatorade. All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups. On the floor right now for the Mavericks, Kleber is the 4 with Porzingis in the middle. Luka Doncic out there with Burke, and it's Finney-Smith in at the 3, the small forward. And they double up Doncic. Finney-Smith kicks to Doncic. Out to Porzingis, the tray, and it's Portland with the rebound. Cantor's got 6 rebounds now in the game. Lillard outside. To take the lead, and that's 2 points on the layup. And the Trailblazers lead by 1.
Boy, I love watching Lillard turn on the Jets using that astounding speed to blaze past the defender.
Kleber, the pass to Doncic. Back to Kleber. Doncic outside. Pulled the shot a little left, but the bounce goes his way.
Well, you know, it's clear that Doncic is very self-confident, knows he has what it takes to knock these shots down.
And a deep 3 from Lillard. Off target with his 3.
Yeah, but the defense was determined not to give him an inch of free space.
Porzingis kicks to Richardson. Back to Porzingis. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. That's on Enes Kanter.
You know, Porzingis keeps defenders on their toes because he's such a skilled player and has a bunch of moves.
And now we'll get a perspective here on the hustle game, how it's been going for the Mavericks.
Boy, their hounding, harassing effort at the defensive end, very impressive. And they forced quite a few turnovers as a result.
And how about the work they're doing also on the offensive glass? Creating those extra opportunities has been critical.
Catching up on the changes for Portland. Yusuf Nurkic, he's checked in for Cantor. And Robert Covington subbed in for Anthony.
A guy who spaces the floor, but also willing to attack the rim. Lillard has confounded the defense all night.
Richardson the pass to Doncic. Passes to Kleber. Back to Doncic. They grab their own miss. It's good on the putback.
Just in a perfect position to grab that rebound and then get the putback.
And over 2.5 minutes in the books here in the fourth. Here's Lillard, and then Lillard slams it in.
Proof positive that Lillard is worthy. That's talent you can build a franchise around.
Doncic against Lillard. Doncic outside. And they double up Doncic. Clock at 6. To the middle. Here's Porzingis. And it's in. Basket number 6 for him thus far. He has only missed 2 shots from the floor.
That's exactly why they turn to Porzingis here, guys. They trust him to step up in big moments. Lillard
against Doncic. And Damian Lillard with the jam.
just the kind of play they need in a game this close.
You know, that's the kind of aggression they want from their floor leader.
And it just forces the defense to pay more attention to him, guys, which we know can open up things for others.
Doncic finds Kleber, and Kleber slams it in.
Tell you what, very few players have the playmaking ability of Luka Doncic. This guy is special with his vision and passion.
Pass to Pop. Trailblazers moving the ball around. Lillard with it. He's pissed.
Whoa! Are you kidding me?
Oh, he got fancy with that one.
Yeah, maybe trying to give them the momentum boost they need to break this game open.
And I like it. I mean, some coaches might want to see just a sure-handed lay-in there, but for me, I don't mind a little extra.
Doncic passes to Kleber. Doncic, great positioning on the putback. And the Mavericks lead by 3.
No fear or hesitation in the eyes of Doncic. He loves the chance to take and make these big ones.
Lillard from outside. And it's Finney-Smith with the rebound.
And the great shooters know when they've got enough opening to go for the 3. I didn't think it was a bad choice on that possession.
How impressive is Doncic? This guy is incredible at stepping up in big moments.
Good. What a beautiful shot to bring him to within 3.
This is what he's known for. When it's an important possession, Lillard knows how to come through.
Guys, they're not going to be in any rush on this possession.
Not with the lead. Now's the time to burn some clock.
Doncic against Lillard. And Doncic, here we go. Money!
Late in the game, up big, they continue to attack.
I don't think you want to get loose and sloppy or ease up, but it is time for them to start using that clock a bit.
Now a timeout called by Portland. They're trailing by 5. We've got 22 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Guys, what's your take?
Yeah, trying to get back in this thing, they need a score.
Yeah, and they need it hiccup fast. I mean, they'll be drawing up a quick hitter in the huddle here, no doubt.
And now let's take a look at the New Balance player of the game, Luka Doncic.
And he's been dialed in from the field, Kevin. Good on over 60% of his attempts. They've been working the ball around well, and he's benefited with a lot of open looks. And boy, has he made the most of them.
Here's what Portland's going with right now. And Fernie Simons comes in for Yusuf Nurkic. And it's Little in for Robert Covington. And we've got an update here, so let's check in with David Aldridge reporting from the sideline.
Thanks, guys. I got a chance to hear Terry Stotts talk to his team during that timeout. He told them they have to keep fighting. He said, hey, look, we're right here, but we can't make mistakes. You got to be aggressive and smart. Back to you guys.
All right, thank you, David.
Look at Porzingis, guys, and I like his versatility, especially on the defensive end where he can guard.
All right, David, thank you. And that'll do it, folks. For Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and squaring up. Great to have you with DA.
Kevin, thanks.
He stays working and stays true. David, thank you. And let's now take a look at some of the numbers for Damian Lillard.
And guys, it hasn't been pretty for him in the past 5 games. He's having one of those scoring slumps that all players go through at some point in the season. But I know he hadn't lost his confidence, and I expect this young man to get after it here tonight.
Here are the starters for Los Angeles. They've got Jackson. Ivica Zubac is out there with Marcus Morris. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. And it's George in at the 2-guard spot. And for the Trailblazers, pairing up in the backcourt, Lillard and McCollum. Powell is out there with Robert Covington. And it's Nurkic in at the 5 spot. Here's George. Banked in off the glass. Greg, too early to start talking about MVP for this year? We're mid-season.
You know, we've gotten to a point now where we start talking MVP at the start of the season. You know,
yeah, right.
People just love to talk sports at this point, especially when it comes to the most prestigious individual awards out there. I think you can make a case and sway some opinions with your play this time of year, but I like to let it all play out before I start focusing on that.
Things can change in a hurry, can't they, in a season? You
yes,
like
they
you,
can.
Like you say, let it play out. Now, here's Lillard. He's coming off a 28-point game against Boston.
And no one on defense could stay in front of him. He continually got pummeled and kept getting back to the stripe.
Shot clock at 5. Doesn't go that time. And it's the Clippers taking it the other way. Last time they met was in Los Angeles.
And they cruised to a big win in their last meeting, getting that opposing starting lineup out of the game early with foul trouble.
You can bet that was their game plan from the get-go. Don't be shocked if they're aggressive again today as well.
Now McCollum after the missed 3 from Damian Lillard. Nurkic, he hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
And just a massive player. Nurkic's combination of size and strength helps him on that offensive glass.
Now here's George. He picked up 36 points in their last one against the Pacers in Indianapolis.
And it wasn't just the points. He brought hustle, he brought energy, and he brought it on the glass.
And folks, he did not luck into that one. He knew just where he wanted to be to grab that backboard.
And Lillard throws it down.
Almost unstoppable on the drive. Lillard's talent for ball handling, letting him just cut through the defense.
Now here's Jackson. He gives the team some steady offense, a bit under 10 points a game. Lets the 3 fly. Rebound by the Trailblazers.
His peak, Reggie Jackson is one of the better guards in the league. He still got that confidence.
Yes, he does. Injuries slowed him down, but still able to create his shot anytime he wants.
Here's Jackson, following the score by Damian Lillard. Jackson passes to Zubac. That shot, no good. Great D that time from Nurkic. This offense has really been clicking.
And they know it, guys. They're playing right now with the kind of energy that is hard to deal with. And this has been a great job of just getting into the middle of that defense and really scoring effectively from the paint.
Jackson against Lillard. Outside Jackson. Inside, Zubac. That one dropped for his second bucket. Mark him 2 for 4.
Good vision, good decision by Reggie. Pushing for a better shot, finds an open man.
Lillard scanning the floor. Launches it. Up again. Controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
Yeah, they're going to have a nice little run here.
Looking at Portland, they want to turn it around after the loss to the Boston Celtics. High post, Zubac, and it's good for 2. Zubac has got 6.
He's hot this quarter, getting the shots he wants, and he's delivering.
Lillard outside, stolen by Jackson. Now George. He seems to always be finding ways to score, averaging around 23.5 points a game. From 20 feet out. And finished off by Nurkic.
And you can't allow Nurkic to get that kind of position. When you do, he is going to rattle that rim.
And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Damian Lillard. That is his first foul of the game. An almost entirely new group here for Portland. Cantor checked in for Nurkic. Carmelo Anthony comes in for Robert Covington. Jones checked in for Norman Powell. And it's Simons in for Lillard. Here's Patterson. 6 on the shot clock. Kennard for 3. And again, it's the Clippers missing. And we reach the end of the first quarter. Trailblazers lead by 6. When Damian Lillard's in the flow, there is no stopping.
I think in the past, anytime
Greg, this is why they say there's no substitute for experience.
And I agree. And, you know, sometimes guys need to learn to be more selfish at times. You also learn, if it ain't broke, keep going with it. Ride the hot hand.
And hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. Halfway through the first half in this one. And taking a look at the Trailblazers' performance, what do you think they're doing or not doing?
Well, one way to generate more offense, pound the offensive glass. That was the difference in the first.
And you know this, most of the time, offensive rebounds generate high percentage looks.
Setting the floor for the Clippers. We've got Luke Kennard. Batum is out there with Patrick Patterson. That's Rajon Rondo. And it's Mann in at the shooting guard. And it's Simons missing.
Unusual for him, just a lack of concentration. Fails to finish the play.
And we're starting the second quarter, about a minute gone. Jones against Patterson. The Clippers need to get off a shot. It's stolen by Anthony. And now Portland on the break. McCollum up top. He's covered by Rondo. Here's Simons. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. Greg, 11 years for you in the NBA. You had to have some favorite players that you played besides and with.
You know, it's a great call, and there were a ton of them. A few guys, though, Wilson. Gary Payton, I got a chance to play with Gary for a year and have known him. We used to go at it in high school. And it's really about his personality. This is a guy that constant chatter, practice on the court. That's what fed his confidence. Charles Oakley, another guy, he would run through a wall or through you to win a game. And then Scottie Pippen later in my career, just a winner and somebody who I competed against for many years, but then having the opportunity to play with up close, I got a greater appreciation for his skill set.
Trailblazers on D after Rajon Rondo's bucket. Oh, and there's the goal!
You could see Patterson just track that in the air the whole way. You knew he would finish the oop.
Here's Simons. Looking at his point production, he averages almost 8 points a game. McCollum outside. Here's Anthony. Outside, Jones. Second chance effort, and 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. The Trailblazers shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw shots of the night.
And they've had really good numbers all season from the free throw line.
A different look now for Portland. Norman Powell's checked in for McCollum, and Lillard subbed in for Anthony Simons.
And last year showed that there's still a place in the NBA for a guy like Melo. Mostly a mid-range shooter in the league that has turned away from that. But buckets are buckets, and Melo can still light it up.
Now Lillard, after the missed 3 from Reggie Jackson. Pass to Batum. About 3 minutes played so far in the second quarter. Jackson passes to Batum. Outside for George. Clock at 4. Good ball movement here by the Clippers. Jackson from long range.
Well, he wants to shoot his way out of this cold spell, but the struggles continue.
You know, to me, this is when you want to focus on creating for others. Give someone else a chance. It's called a teammate.
Batum with the steal. To the paint. And there's Jackson on the assist by Batum.
You love the balance from Reggie Jackson, generating more power in the catch and shoot.
Well, Carmelo Anthony was out of the NBA for about a year, calendar-wise. Greg, were you surprised it took him so long to get a look and get back in the NBA?
Kevin, I wasn't shocked, but absolutely I was surprised. I mean, it was always going to take the right fit for Melo and the right team. And in this case, it was the Blazers. But Melo showed he has legs left in the league and can still be a positive.
Moving it around, 8 of their last 10 coming off assists.
Lillard from outside. They get it back.
And usually amongst the leaders in their offensive rebound rate, Cantor gives your team found points off misses.
Here's Lillard. Oh!
Wow, and that sort of showmanship is just deflating right now to a team trying to get back into a game like this.
Ouch, Greg, that is definitely an emphasis jam. A big apostrophe or exclamation point, maybe even a question mark. And here is Los Angeles now. The Blazers getting the bucket. Jackson misses.
The will is there, but the execution is lacking. He can't seem to finish plays this quarter.
Lillard way outside. And it's Lillard again missing.
His struggles from the field continue, yet they still hold the lead.
Batum scanning the floor. Here's Jackson. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Jackson's got 4 points now in the quarter.
This is what you get from Reggie Jackson now. Powering through contact and has the focus.
All right, David, thank you. And stay with us, folks. We'll be back just after halftime.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello, Beth. Well, he's been an elite scorer for so long in the league. Jack and that'll...
And we've got second half action for you. Thus far, a pretty evenly contested game. Clippers trail by 3. The high-powered backcourt pair, Lillard and McCollum. Robert Covington out there with Powell. And it's Nurkic in at the 5. That's the group on the floor for Portland. Morris passes to Leonard. Takes it from 10. And there's the bucket. Staying with it on the offensive glass, getting it done.
Electrifying play by Kawhi Leonard. Boy, he is talented. This team relies on him for so much.
Now, here's Lillard. He's got 8. From deep. Morris with the rebound. And so it's Morris with it. He'll bring it up for the Los Angeles Clippers. It's a 1-point game. And here is Zubac. He's got 6. And now Lillard pushing it up. No one back to stop him. Little over a minute gone here in the second half. And Lillard gets double teamed. Count it. Good. Lillard's got 10 points.
And that was not an opportunity Lillard was going to let pass by. Getting down the floor in an instant and finishing on the break. Well, you look at the career that Dame Lillard has had so far. Taken 6th in the 2012 draft out of Weber State, a small school, but this guy became a franchise player immediately for the Blazers. And those second chance points really become almost like bonus points when you can get them.
The putback. It's hauled in by Zubac. Zubac has got 6 rebounds now in the game.
Only 1 for 4 in this half. Sometimes it's execution. Sometimes the shots just don't go down.
Now, here's Zubac. He's got 8. And thinking of Lillard, the numbers over his career are incredible.
And Lillard found his strength as a shooter, and boy, did he exploit it. He's been averaging 20 points per game almost his entire career, and he's kept adding to his game as one of the elite players in our league.
Clippers trail by 3. Just under 2.5 minutes into the third quarter now. Paul George with the steal to the inside. And the dunk by Zubac.
Well, Paul knows the defense is locked in on him, so he takes advantage and finds the open man.
That's tipped. Stolen by Jackson. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Damian Lillard. That's foul number 2 for him. Simons, he's checked in for Lillard. Clippers with the ball. They trail by 1. Patterson bounce pass. Stolen by McCollum. Fast break. Here they come. Here's Simons. Second shot opportunity. McCollum kicks to Nurkic. McCollum outside. 6 to shoot. Tries again. Offensive rebound. Covington with the bucket. Covington's got his second bucket.
And the D getting outwork there on the putback. Can't let that happen.
For some reason, blocking out has become a lost art, and that's the result you'll get.
Now here's Patterson. He averages about 5 points a game. And a wide open look for McCollum. Not wasting any time and taking the shot and knocking it down.
And you can't give McCollum any space. Always a threat to pull the trigger.
Now here's Rondo. D right on him. Up and in on the layup.
And you gotta love the big bucket in the paint in this sort of a grinded out game.
Here's Simons, covered by Morris. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle and 2 shots coming up. The Trailblazers have shot 75% at the line tonight, going 3 for 4. The first free throw is good. So for the Trailblazers, Cantor checked in for Yusuf Nurkic. Carmelo Anthony comes in for Robert Covington. And it's Derek Jones in for Norman Powell. And Los Angeles making a change here as well. Nicholas Batum. He's checked in for Luke Kennard. Now here is Morris. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him.
Meeting right at the rim. He typically converts in those situations. Not this time.
Here's Simons.
Oh, here he comes. That was amazing. And look at the elevation.
He's going to put that one in his scrapbook. Insane dunk.
And now they're starting to rub it in. Build up a lead, and here we go, baby. It is showtime. Rondo, no good.
Yeah, he's kicking himself. No defenders to be found in that mid-range area.
And it's Simons missing. Morris outside. To the middle. Taken away by Anthony. Got it off in time. The shot, no good. And so it's Portland heading to the bench with a 7-point lead as we wrap up the quarter. Looking good at this point, but wanting more. And let's take this opportunity now to show you our State Farm assist of the game.
Yeah, a terrific, unselfish play right here. Set up his teammate, and how about the setup this was?
At his position, traditionally, his job is to shoot the basketball. Give him credit for keeping his eyes up and just taking what the defense allows.
Fourth quarter of action is upon us. Thanks as always for joining us. And on the floor for the Clippers here in the fourth, Batum is out there with Patrick Patterson. Then it's Rajon Rondo. Then it's Paul George. And it's Leonard in at the 3 spot. The shot, no good. The 3 from George. And it's Portland with the rebound. They're off to San Antonio after this game, bringing their show to the AT&T Center. That'll be the first half of a 2-game trip.
What a professional. McCollum's reliability on offense is such a gift to his team.
Rondo dishes to Patterson.
That's a nice read. The value of keeping your eyes up.
Trailblazers leading by 7. 1 minute now into this fourth quarter. Here's Simons, and he jams it with authority.
And there is no better way to add to the lead.
Isn't that true, GA, especially when the slam is coming from the point guard?
It sends a message that we're going to be aggressive no matter who's taking the shot.
It's deflected. And here again, the Trailblazers in transition. Up the court they go. Jones kicks to McCullough. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. It's on Nicholas Batum.
And when you think of McCollum, the word efficient comes to mind. This guy just shoots the ball and plays the game at a high level.
Here's what Portland's going with right now. Robert Covington's checked in for Jones, and Lillard subbed in for Anthony Simons. The Clippers also changing it up. Ivica Zubac has checked in for Patrick Patterson. And it's Jackson in for Rajon Rondo. Batum, and Covington sends it back.
And they've controlled the boards, and that's a big reason why they're controlling the lead.
Just not feeling it from beyond the arc. Sometimes that happens. He's trying to shoot his way out of it.
Jackson, that's a two-pointer, and nothing but hair on that one. And it's Lillard with the ball. He brings it up for Portland. A great fourth quarter, just giving up 2 points. And the dunk by Covington.
Doing his job on the glass and doing it with force.
And Greg, it's not everybody in the league who can make those kinds of plays.
You know, this is one of his specialties, keeping plays alive, creating second chance opportunities. The struggle is real. He's been way off with his shot all evening long.
But they get it back. George against McCollum. George passes to Zubac. 6 on the shot clock. And Covington sends it back. Guys, a good chance for them to slow it down.
Yeah, they definitely should use some clock here.
And it's Lillard missing. Clippers trail by 13. Greg, we hear this a lot. It's almost too popular now to say good offense beats good defense. Being a defensive-minded player yourself, do you agree with that statement?
Absolutely, Kevin. And the thing is, in today's game, when I played, there was an era, you know, you could hold teams in the 80s and 90s. You could go a quarter and keep them at 12, 15 points. You can't do that now. It's different. You've got to be able to win stretches of 2 and 3 minutes. And honestly, you're right. The offense does dictate far more, but it doesn't discount the importance of defense. And if you still look at the reigning champs and the teams that have won titles recently, that's still one area that they're consistent in is their defensive approach. And guys, what we saw here tonight is one side having everything going for them. Huge margin of victory for the Trailblazers.
And it may be a comfortable win for him, but, you know, they had to weather a few storms along the way, and that's all part of the story.
Yeah, Kevin, this was by no means the runaway that it might appear to be. It was a scrappy performance, though, all the way through.
And so check it out, their record tonight. It'll mark win number 32 overall.
And really, they finally got something good to happen against this team. The last 2 games they faced them weren't nearly as productive.
And what a tremendous standout performance it was for Robert Covington.
Active hands tonight. He may have gambled a bit, but sometimes you have to take chances to make plays, and he did that tonight.
And that one, good.
And that's right where they wanted to go with the ball, in rhythm.
Here's Lillard. 26 seconds left to play in the final quarter. 17-foot shot on the way. He hits the back iron and sinks the shot.
And you know they feel good giving their fans a show here while taking care of business.
They're going to win by a nice margin. The effort was there all night.
Great positioning on the putback.
Oh, big time putback there. What a great motor on this guy.
There is no one who goes after those rebounds harder. Lillard from deep three-point land. Keeps it alive and staying with the play, Anthony. Thank you, David. Great interview once again. And that'll wrap.
This week, we're talking defense. Mike Wang returns to talk more My Player builds, and this time it's all about getting stops, so you won't want to miss it.
Until then, enjoy the game.
The Staples Center downtown. We are near.
Hey, Kevin, the clip.
There's been a transformation here in LA. There is no doubt about that. DA, thank you. So let's take a look at the starters for the Dallas Mavericks. Kleba is the 4 with Porzingis in the middle. Doncic out there with Josh Richardson. And it's Finney Smith in at the 3 spot. And for the Clippers, they've got Ivica Zubac. Kawhi Leonard is out there with Marcus Morris. Then it's Paul George, and it's Jackson in at the 1 spot. And now the fast break, George with the ball. Leonard on the wing. Greg, if your system overall for these teams, if the schemes don't seem to be working, how much can you really change before you get to the offseason, or in particular, before you get to the playoffs?
It's never easy. A system change would come typically with a coaching change. And the reality is you also have to evaluate the roster, and you can't fit that square peg into a round hole. Or whatever your system is, it's got to be catered to the personnel you have. You can't go the other way around, and I think that's what separates oftentimes the good coaches from the great ones.
Now, here's Doncic. 32 points for him last game against Philadelphia. The pass to Kleba, and Kleba slams it in.
And how about the vision there from Doncic? Can make the easy pass and also the difficult one.
Jackson against Doncic. Jackson passes to Zubac. That one doesn't drop. The Mavericks have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. Here's Kleba. That shot no good. Good work defensively by Morris. And so it's Morris with it. He'll bring it up for the Los Angeles Clippers.
And Marcus Morris has raised some eyebrows in the last couple of years, just being a much more efficient scorer.
Jackson with it. Now guarded by Porzingis. Here's Morris. Porzingis with the block.
You can see Porzingis taking some pride right now on the defensive end of the floor, taking care of the shooter with his long wingspan that time.
Doncic feeling it out. And he's going up for the alley-oop. Leonard with the steal. And now the Clippers on the break. George has got the ball. Pass to Zubac. Morris trying to free himself up. No good from Zubac. And last season, Marcus Morris is named one of the hottest on the trade market.
Yeah, there's a lot going on in Marcus Morris's offseason a year ago. A lot of contenders looking to add him to the roster. Handshake deal with the Spurs, switched to the Knicks, and then eventually traded to the Clippers. So grab your musical chair and try to find a seat.
And here is Los Angeles now. The Mavericks making the shot. To the inside. Lock at 6. Here's Zubac. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
And really the defense fouling there to prevent the layup, but that's exactly what you need to do. And the Croatian big man, Ivica Zubac, a big hip-hop fan. His teammates call him Zupac.
It's amazing that he was traded from the Lakers to the Clippers, so still home games here at Staples Center.
And Dallas going with a whole new group out there. Now here's Brunson. He had a 15-point outing in their last game against Philadelphia.
Yeah, but there's always this point you got to look at where did he also impact the game. It was on the rebounding end of the floor. A tremendous performance there.
Here's Rondo. The Mavericks making the shot. Passes it to Patterson. Powell with the steal. It's 3-on-3 on the fast break. Changes up. And Redick kicks to Cauley-Stein. Brunson scanning the floor. 6 to shoot. To the middle. Here's Powell. The shot missing. So the Clippers will take it the other way. They defeated Indiana in their last game.
And sometimes it's a lot harder to get easy looks on the road, but they found ways to get their guys good looks.
Well, it was probably a good feeling in that last game that the mid-range worked, the long-range worked, the inside game worked. But the best feeling was the crowd leaving that building not in a good mood.
It's good on the putback.
Just in a perfect position to grab that rebound and then get the putback.
Clippers trail by 4. Now here's Rondo. He's been patient so far. Nothing on the scoreboard yet. And stolen by Cauley Stein. Fast break Dallas. Hardaway from outside. Rondo with the rebound. The Clippers have gone just 1 for 5 from the field to start the quarter. Man passes to Zubac. And the rejection by Cauley Stein.
Don't want to be careless around Cauley Stein. That's when he rises up and blocks shots away.
Kennard, he's checked in for the Clippers. Here's Rondo. 6 on the shot clock. Feeds to Batum. Hardaway with the steal. Now here's Redick, the fast break opportunity. It's Powell on the wing. Patterson defending. Hardaway for 3. And it's the Clippers with the rebound. Pulls up. And that concludes the first quarter of play. Mavericks ahead, leading by 4. We'll be back shortly live from Staples Center in downtown Los Angeles. And for those of you just tuning in, the second quarter of action is where we're at right now. And what do you think, guys, about Dallas here in this one?
Well, look at the turnover ratio, then look at the score. Easy to see what happened in that first period.
Yeah, hopefully the opposition can recover, because that first quarter defensively was unbelievable, just crippling defense.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's the second quarter of play. On the floor right now for the Mavericks, Dwight Powell is out there with Hardaway. Then it's Jalen Brunson. Then there's Cauley Stein. And it's Redick in at the 2-guard.
When you get into the painted area, Rondo's got great touch on the inside.
Doncic outside. Over Batum. They grab their own miss. Controls the rebound and puts it back up and in. Powell's got the lead up to 4 now for the Mavs.
You know, we talk about it all the time, guys. Those second chance buckets, always the result of that extra effort.
Kennard's shot is off.
And close to making the defense pay for the lax coverage that time.
Boy, Greg, there is a lot to like offensively for Luke Kennard.
I tell you, he can shoot it. He's a crafty finisher and really improving as a passer. The question mark is the defensive end. 6'5" in height and wingspan, not elite tool, so he's got to get by on his instincts and his anticipation.
Oh, jam!
You knew something good was coming, Kevin, right? Well, not only looking at Paul George get up, look at the guys on the bench loving it from PG.
Back to Richardson. Dallas moving it around. Zingas high post. Poked away. Stolen by George. And oh, here we go. Batum's got it. Galloping the fast break chance. And there's the feed to George. Can't hit that one. Good work defensively by Richardson. Pop pass to Porzingis. An emphatic alley-oop jam.
That's a big target in Porzingis, but he delivers.
And it's Rondo with the ball for Los Angeles. They trail by 6. They've got the Pistons ahead of them in their next game in Detroit, and that'll be the first of a 2-game road trip for them. Porzingis with the block, and it goes out of bounds. That one off Porzingis. For the Clippers, Morris is checked in for Patterson. Leonard comes in for Nicholas Batum, and it's Jackson in for Rajon Rondo. And then for Dallas, Maxi Kleber comes in for Dwight Powell, and Dorian Finney-Smith subbed in for Tim Hardaway Jr.
I know it's about defending the post and the three-point line these days, but still got to be active in the mid-range area, and the defense gets away with one there.
Doncic kicks to Kleber. Back to Doncic. And another basket for Dallas.
And this is right around the time when one team might start to pull away.
Yeah, this team is looking to add to the lead, trying to put the other team away, and threatening here.
Doncic with the steal. Here's Finney-Smith, defended by George. And And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. Greg, you showed toughness and grit when you played. You've got to succeed in this league with those things at the forefront, right? Being tough, being gritty. And there are several players whose style you admire that play like it.
I mean, no doubt about it. You have the superstars, the Kawhis, the LeBrons, who continue to do it. They can intimidate you physically, but they also provide tremendous skill set. But 2 other guys, Russell Westbrook, Jimmy Butler, they're also guys that exemplify that toughness. 2 guys, when you look at those 2, a lot of people didn't project them to be what they've become, and it's impressive to watch them take the floor night in and night out.
Jackson misses.
And that's the battle they haven't been winning today. Their work on the glass has been porous, and that's got to change.
Pass to Richardson. Back to Redick. Just 5 on the clock. To the paint, it's stolen by Morris. Leonard with the ball. Now guarded by Redick. Outside Jackson. 59 seconds left in the first half of basketball. Here's Zubac. And he makes good on the layup. Zubac has got it back down to single digits for the Clippers.
You don't want to ever give up points on the boards. That's the lesson for the team there. That's a hustle play to save points.
The drive by Redick. And the rejection by Zubac. And they get it back. Richardson kicks to Finney-Smith. That's tipped. Dallas needs to get off a shot. Shoots over Leonard. But they recover it. Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. Here's Jackson. A second chance effort. That's tipped. And he recovers it. And here's Redick. Still looking for his first bucket in this one. Out left to the wing. From deep. And the last second attempt does not go in for him. Thank you, David. And we'll be back after halftime as the third quarter gets underway.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello. The first quarter for the Mavericks was fairly even. Win or lose, Kenny, the Mavericks. And that...
And we hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. We're halfway through the game. Clippers trail by 8. Jackson is out there with Paul George. Then it's Marcus Morris. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. And it's Zubac in at the 5 down low. That's the group starting the second half for Tyronn Lue.
And you can see Morris on the roll. A well-coordinated athlete, no trouble converting there.
Doncic against George. The drive by Doncic. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Doncic has got 6.
It's a great move, and he catches the defense completely off guard.
Well, just ripping through right there as he finds the open spot and gets right through there. High basketball IQ play.
Doncic against Jackson, and Jackson throws it down hard.
You know Jackson can just fly. I mean, that athleticism and energy is off the charts.
Here's Zubac. Here's Finney-Smith. Taking a look at the scoring numbers. Right now he averages about 9 points a game. Doncic outside. And he drops in the layup off the glass. 8 points for him.
D has been just completely helpless and turned around. He's so dangerous when he's in this kind of rhythm.
Jackson up top, headed by Porzingis, and they double up Jackson. Morris right side. Over Kleba. Porzingis with the rebound.
And battling hard on the glass, they hold the advantage
here so far.
Well, he's allowed to get in there, and once he does, he's aggressive enough to play through contact.
Outside, George. He feeds it to Morris. Can't connect from short range.
He gets a lot of points right there at the rim, but the defense determined not to give up the easy deuce there.
Traditionally, that's how you want to finish the break, right at the rim.
Yeah, anything other than a layup in that situation, probably disappointing. Had numbers, took advantage.
Outside Jackson.
Get there, get there. Watch the screen.
Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. It's on Porzingis.
And how about the confidence right now from Jackson? Not bashful at attacking and drawing attention from there.
And it's a completely new group on the floor for the Mavericks. When you look at the balance of power between players and teams, Greg, does it feel like the players now have more say, more control than they used to?
No doubt. We're seeing more players demand trades, sign shorter contracts with opt-outs. And the irony of that is, in my era, our best players were fearful for the length of their contracts or the life expectancy of their careers, believe it or not. And these guys today, they understand their value. They know what they bring to the table, and they are utilizing that to the max.
And is that good, Greg, for the game?
I think so. I do think most guys want to win, and they understand that their legacies are going to be defined about whether or not they do.
Luke Kennard, he's checked in for the Clippers. Here's Brunson. Rips down the breakaway slam.
And everything is dropping for them. Terrific second half run.
Well, with the confidence growing, that's one thing, but they seem to be getting more intense, and that's helping the quality of their play here.
Man passes to Patterson, and a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. It's going to go on Willie Cauley-Stein.
You can't be too physical with Patrick Patterson when he's aggressive. He's pretty good at picking up some contact.
And Patterson drops them both. So it's the Mavericks now. Outside Hardaway. .102 left here in the third quarter. And the basket is good. Hardaway has got the lead up to 14 now for the Mavs. Rondo against Brunson. Not watching the line there. That'll be a backcourt violation.
Trying to come back, Kevin, and you can't afford too many mistakes. His 4th turnover hampering their efforts.
And the Clippers making a change here. Leonard's checked in. Leonard against Redick. And good that time. Redick's got 4 points this quarter.
Every time they get scored on during this run, it's come from inside the paint.
Rondo against Brunson. That's it, and the Dallas lead is cut down to 14, getting a little bit closer on the bucket for Rajon Rondo.
Coaching staff would like some more shots from that range.
Brunson against Rondo. Brunson, good. Brunson's got 6.
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They keep getting it in the paint and continue to score consistently.
Offside Rondo. Here's Patterson.
Taking some more pride on the defensive end. Cauley-Stein being disruptive on that possession.
And here at the end of the... And it's time now to bring you our State Farm assist of the game.
And he sliced the D wide open with this feed. They had no chance to prevent that basket.
That's what great passing will do for you right there, dissecting the defense with that play.
And with the 4th quarter upon us, time is running out for this game to become competitive. On the floor for Dallas starting the 4th quarter here. We've got Jalen Brunson. Cauley-Stein is out there with Doncic. Then there's Hardaway, and it's Porzingis in at the 5.
The plan of attack is obvious. Get the ball inside and go strong to the rim.
Rondo scanning the floor. Porzingis with the block, and he gets it back. And yes, it's good. Mavericks leading by 16. There's the pass to Hardaway. Here's Brunson. The 3 for Doncic. And terrific work on the offensive glass, and he picks up 2.
Talk often about physicality of bigger players. Cauley Stein, one of those guys who fits into that category.
Man can hit. For Dallas, they've gone 2 of 3 from the field to get the 4th quarter started. Out to Hardaway. He's looking for Leonard and finds him. And here we go. Here's Patterson. Pass to Man. Two free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. Game continues to evolve, Greg. Any changes in particular that you do not like?
That's a great question. You know, I'd like to see the replay review streamlined a little bit better. I wouldn't mind a touch more physicality being allowed in the game, but as much as we tend to complain, the one thing I have learned is if you're honest, you go back, we always complain. I don't care what the era is. Nobody's ever truly happy, and I'm not going to spend all my time worrying about that stuff, partner. I'm just going to enjoy the game that we are all so fortunate enough to be able to watch.
Totally agree. Clippers trail by 16. Here's George. Goes up and lays it nice and easy.
Yeah, Paul George not waiting around, wanting to get out in transition, run the floor, and become a dangerous weapon on the perimeter.
Paul George with the steal. Here's Leonard. Tipped away.
They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in crafting this huge lead.
Richardson kicks to Kleba. Richardson dishes to Doncic. A little over 2.5 minutes have passed here in the 4th quarter.
Tough to match up with the length of Porzingis, and when he's floating around there, sometimes those rebounds are going to come up, and he's just too big to not get some.
Here's Man. There's the killer two-handed slam.
Making the most of the screen. That's how it's done.
And it's in the perfect spot, Greg. Frees him up to get all the way to the bucket.
Really not enough help there. Lack of communication on the backside.
It's stolen by Morris. Now the Clippers moving it up. Leonard with the ball. That's it, and the Dallas lead is cut down now to just 12 on the basket from George.
Well, when you get into a system, your first system in the league where you share the ball, Kawhi Leonard keeping his head up and finding the open man.
Richardson outside. Back to Doncic. A putback. Porzingis passes to Kleba. Kicks it out to Richardson. No one near Doncic as he lets it fly. Misses off the left eye. The Clippers have gone 4 of 7 from the field since the beginning of the 4th. Here's George. It's rebounded by Doncic. And so Doncic will bring it up for Dallas. They led by as many as 18 points. Porzingis, a good finish at the rack off the slick feed. Porzingis has got 4 this quarter.
And these are the types of games where one team clearly has the edge. Tonight, it will be a win by a large margin for the Mavericks.
Great, generous ball movement tonight. A thing of beauty.
Yeah, a remarkable team effort. They got everyone involved.
And so taking a look at their record, a nice milestone they'll be picking up tonight. 30 wins on the year now.
And not just a win tonight, guys, but a win on the season series as well, as they finish with 3 out of 4 games against this opponent.
And one of the league's top talents, game in and game out. And doing it here again in this one. A terrific night for Porzingis.
I just loved his defense. He took pride in swatting away a bunch of shots tonight and made his impact felt.
Doncic against Leonard. Doncic outside. Shot clock at 6. Top of the key. Again, the miss by the Mavericks. Leonard inside.
You got to do your best to root and push and shove Kawhi Leonard.
All right, David, thank you. Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. Lots of interesting matchups tonight. Stick around. We'll be right back with more. Hi, everyone. We're coming to you live on 2K Sports, bringing you the NBA. Let's see some of the numbers here for Damian Lillard.
And guys, for a measure of how he's performing offensively, look no further than the true shooting percentage. There's been a steady drop in his last 5 games, and he's got to be scrambling now to get that feel back.
Let's take a look at our starters for Portland. Pairing up in the backcourt, Lillard and McCollum. Norman Powell is out there with Robert Covington, and it's Nurkic in at the 5, roaming the paint. And for Dallas, Kleber is the 4 with Porzingis in the middle. Luka Doncic out there with Richardson. And it's Finney-Smith in at the 3 slot. 5 to shoot. Oh, Covington in position. You know how this goes, Clark. Some guys check the standings every morning. Others won't look at it at all. They'll try to avoid it. What was your approach?
Well, you know, we were struggling as a team during my time in the NBA with the Pacers, so I wasn't doing too much standing watching. But for those guys that are thinking about it, it varies. Individuals look at it differently. I would be a guy who wouldn't want to see it all the time. That's like getting on the scale every day. That wouldn't serve me too well.
And a chance there to look back at the stunning Mobile 1 block a moment ago.
Some intimidation right away. Got to show those shooters you're going to be there all night long.
Doncic kicks to Richardson. The 19-foot shot. Oh, and that one had the right spin on it, and it is good.
Boy, like seeing these passes. Doncic has a keen sense for when one of his guys is open, and he gets it to him on time, on target.
Lillard against Doncic. Lillard dishes to Covington, and it's blocked. And it's the Mavericks on the break. Richardson finds Porzingis. Back to Richardson. Over McCollum. Hits the front of the rim and out. And so Lillard will bring it up for the Trailblazers. Last time they met was in Portland this season.
Well, if they want to avoid the outcome of that first meeting, they'll need to be stronger on the glass. They were completely outmatched in the last one.
And sometimes that can be a motivating factor. May very well light a fire under them tonight. Nobody likes to be dominated on the glass like that.
Covington passes to Nurkic. That shot off. Good work defensively by Richardson. Up top, Doncic. Passes to Finney-Smith.
There wasn't much defensive resistance there, guys, but somehow he blew it anyway. Missed opportunity.
And where Finney-Smith really made strides last season, his consistency from range.
And you know, Greg, it was really his defense, the work ethic he brings, the effort level. I mean, that's always been there. I watched this kid play in college, and that's always been part of his package. But as an NBA wing, you've got to be able to knock down shots and help space the floor if you want to find your way into the lineup. And to Finney-Smith's credit, he's done that and has become a valuable part of the rotation.
Powell finds Covington. Now here's Nurkic to end the cold streak. It's rebounded by Porzingis.
The defense ready for him on that possession. They had to be because he is so strong in the paint.
Kleber, the pass to Richardson. Here's Finney-Smith. Back to Porzingis. His shot is good, making him a perfect 2 for 2 from the floor.
You know, Porzingis is a guy who's used to having to fight his way through the defense, and good balance allowed him to do that there.
And the foul on Josh Richardson. That's his first foul. And some changes here for the Mavericks. Dwight Powell's checked in for Maxi Kleber. Hardaway comes in for Dorian Finney-Smith. And it's Jalen Brunson in for Luka Doncic. Cantor checked in for the Trailblazers. Anthony comes in for Robert Covington. And he gets it to go.
Yeah, they got that one, but early on, it's really been a struggle for them to secure that defensive backboard.
And because it's still early, I wouldn't read too much into it. There's still a lot of game left.
Hardaway for 3. Rebound by the Trailblazers.
Not quite enough defense. That time around, just lucky he was off.
Foul. That's good.
And they don't want to get in a habit of giving him open looks from three. First quarter still, but not who you want to leave open.
Lillard comes with the double team. Powell, the pass to Richardson. Here's Porzingis. He doesn't hit that one. So the Trailblazers will take it the other way. We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. And there's the defensive 3-second call. The Trailblazers shooting their first free throw of the game here. And he shows the focus there, nails the technical.
Lillard is really a force of nature. I mean, an incredible talent who torches just about everybody with his scoring ability.
Cauley-Stein, he's checked in for Dallas. Redick comes in for Josh Richardson. And then for the Trailblazers, Derek Jones, he's checked in for McCollum. And it's Simons in for Lillard. Stolen by Brunson. It's 2-on-1. Here's Cauley-Stein.
Cauley-Stein, a tremendous athlete and a dynamic finisher.
Pass to Simons. Over Brunson. And that one released in time, but no good. At the end of one, a closely contested game so far. Well, earlier, Damian Lillard spoke to us about how he deals with a big loss.
I look to the times where
Greggy's certainly a gentleman in victory and defeat.
You know, Lillard takes the L as a learning opportunity. Sure, it stings, but he also knows it can make them stronger if they use it right.
And we hope you're enjoying the game. Both teams tonight keeping things pretty even so far in the scoreboard. And what do you think, guys, about Dallas here in this one?
You got to credit their defense. Communicating, rotating, making plays on the ball.
They've got them rattled. It's only the first quarter, and already they've made enough big plays on defense to last really an entire game.
They've got Cauley-Stein. Powell is out there with Tim Hardaway Jr. Then it's Jalen Brunson. And it's Redick in at the shooting guard position. So that's who Dallas starts the second with.
And Powell, with that long body of his, does a nice job going at the defense and forcing them to foul.
And a five-star recruit coming out of high school. Powell had an excellent college career, yet he fell to the second round of the draft. Didn't even hear his name called as he was selected during a commercial break.
Powell picks up the loose ball, but he was in the backcourt. They'll give it up. And it's out of bounds. The Mavericks able to retain possession here.
Taking a look now at some numbers for Brunson. Breaking down his play since the All-Star break. He's right around 13 points a night, 3 assists, and 3 rebounds. The contributions he's been making on the floor have been a boon for this team. Great stretch of games for him.
Yeah, you know, they've given him more responsibility, and he's responded. And the way he's going, I think his role is only going to increase.
Down low, taken away by Anthony. It's tipped, and it's the Trailblazers on the break. Jones is running, and the basket is good, and he's got a chance here for one more at the line.
How about battling through the impact there and then willing that basketball in?
Boy, it does your heart good to see that kind of determination in a player. Really excellent focus that time.
Luka Doncic, he's checked in for the Mavericks. C.J. McCollum, he's checked in for Portland. And G.A., even when he did arrive to the NBA, it took Powell a while to latch on.
You know, traded a couple times in his first year. He was assigned and recalled 10 times in about a month with Boston's D-League affiliate. Finally found a home in Dallas. Everything turned around from that point forward.
Cauley-Stein kicks to Doncic. No coverage that time.
You know what? It's really rare to see young players like Doncic have such offensive creativity in their game. Deadly from the mid-range.
Here's Simons, guarded by Doncic. Hardaway with the steal. And it's Doncic, top of the key. And the dunk by Doncic.
How about that? Redick showing the same kind of accuracy on that pass as he has on his three-point shots, which is quite remarkable. That's how you drop a dime.
Simons surveying the D. Gets it out to McCollum. 2 on the clock. Offensive rebound. Doncic with the steal. And Enes Kanter picks up the foul. That's his first foul. A different look for Dallas. Maxi Kleber, he's checked in for Powell. And Dorian Finney-Smith subbed in for Tim Hardaway Jr. The Trailblazers also changing it up. Yusuf Nurkic comes in for Kanter. And Robert Covington subbed in for Anthony.
One of the things I love most about Luka Doncic, his court recognition and awareness. This guy is so sharp and alert, understands how to play.
Feeds it to Covington. Inside. Here's Nurkic. Good work there as it goes. Greg, you've always said to have a winning team, you need franchise players. Talk about the specific qualities you look for in those superstars that can catapult a team to greatness.
It's a great question, Kevin. Talent really isn't enough. You know, whether you lead vocally or by example, the agenda has to be winning. And your best players really define who your team is going to be. So the franchise caliber player is a much needed asset.
McCollum finds Covington. Back to McCollum. The 3. Kleber with the rebound. Mavericks leading by 3. Now here's Redick, the fast break opportunity. And Cauley Stein throws it down.
You just throw it up there. Trill Will's going to take care of the rest.
Here's Simons. Looking at his point production, he averages almost 8 points a game. Pass to Jones. Now the feed to Covington. Now the Mavericks moving it up. Here's Doncic. And McCollum with the block. Outside, Covington launches it. Again, the miss by the Trailblazers. Here's Dallas. They're on a 10-2 run here. And it is flushed down with a nice jam.
Great teamwork punctuated by a strong finish.
That is the perfect fast break, guys. Getting a hoop before the defense can get set.
And again, Dallas running up the court in transition. On the wing, Doncic. Hits it from three-point range. Doncic has got 9 points in the quarter.
Well, you know, it's clear that Doncic is very self-confident, knows he has what it takes to knock these shots down.
It's been all about Luka Doncic for the Dallas Mavericks. He finishes with 9 points in the quarter. The D is having all sorts of problems with him.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, folks. Ernie Johnson here with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. The first quarter for the Mavericks was fairly even. At the end of the period, they were up by 2. And that does it for our halftime.
And if you're just joining us in this one, first half is in the books. 1 half to go. You have to like what you're seeing from Luka Doncic.
Man, he's been running wild on him through that first half. Absolute dynamite on offense.
And you know what? I'll be interested to see just how much he's got left in the tank. That first half had to take a lot out of it.
Here's who Jerry Stotts is starting the second half with. The high-powered backcourt pair, Lillard and McCollum. Robert Covington out there with Nurkic, and it's Powell in at the 3 spot. Lillard against Doncic. And right on through for another basket. He's got 5 made on 5 of 9 shooting.
Well, you look at Doncic, so confident, even from this area. He knows he can make it happen.
Lillard from deep three-point land. Porzingis with the rebound.
And the well is running dry for him right now. Nothing falling.
And, you know, you can sense his frustration. This is going to be a test of his resolve here.
Yeah, I mean, maybe could have tried for a more memorable dunk than that one.
And we know he's capable of those memorable ones.
Hey, they've got a nice, comfortable lead here, fellas. Might as well keep it simple. Do it a plain, simple one-hander, just like pound cake.
And this is peak Dame. Rising, firing, one of the more confident shooters we have in our game.
And stolen by Lillard. And so they foul intentionally.
Yeah, not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
Yeah, yeah, completely a brain fade. I don't know where that came from. Just lost sense of time and the situation.
Looking at who's out there now for the Mavericks. Powell, he's checked in for Maxi Kleba. Jim Hardaway Jr. comes in for Dorian Finney-Smith. And it's Jalen Brunson in for Luka Doncic. To the middle, Powell with the steal. Fast break Dallas. Here's Hardaway, and then Hardaway with the dunk.
Boy, excellent situational awareness from Hardaway Jr. that time. I mean, he seems to know exactly where to get when the break is on.
And a deep three from Lillard. Can't drop the tough three-pointer.
He's been ice cold tonight. And, you know, you look at the scoreboard, guys, they really could have used his contributions.
Here's Hardaway. And it's Portland with the rebound. Cantor's got 5 rebounds tonight. Oh, my goodness! What a play!
Boy, that's just tremendous focus there, guys. I mean, Hardaway Jr. doing a nice job keeping his composure in a tough spot.
For Dallas, they have been perfect at the line so far, albeit just 2 for 2.
Yeah, pretty good numbers on the season when you look at their free throw attempts, right around 78%.
And the pass to McCollum. Back to Lillard. Lock at 6. McCollum right side. A 3-ball. The Mavericks pull it in. And here's Richardson. And Brunson has it in the corner. Outside, Porzingis. Hardaway. Great positioning on the putback. Hardaway has got 7 points in the game.
And this has been a great job of just getting into the middle of that defense and really scoring effectively from the paint.
Anthony finds McCollum. Back to Lillard. And some nice ball movement here by the Trailblazers. Passes it to Powell. Now Cantor. Powell with the bounce pass. And here's McCollum for 3. But they'll get another chance. Back to Lillard. Pass to Powell. And here is Anthony. From deep three-point range. No good that time.
He missed that one, but I've seen him drill shots from that distance in warm-ups.
Well, that looked to me, guys, like a heat check and was maybe a step out of his range.
Porzingis passes to Brunson. Back to Porzingis. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. That's on Enes Kanter.
You know, guys, KP sometimes is just overwhelming. I mean, when he gets good positioning, he sometimes just forces the defense to foul.
And some changes here for the Mavericks. Willie Cauley-Stein comes in for Dwight Powell. And J.J. Redick is subbed in for Tim Hardaway Jr. Jones checked in for Portland. And Fernie Simons comes in for C.J. McCollum. Here's Simons. The dish to Kanter. Simons, the pass to Lillard. Shoots over Brunson. Portland again missing.
Boy, just cannot buy a bucket, guys. And tell you what, that's a painful quarter for him, and it's painful for me to watch, too.
Trailblazers trail by 20. They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
It's Redick on the wing, covered by Anthony. Back to Cauley-Stein. Well-timed pass, and he goes straight to the bucket for the layup. Cauley-Stein's got 6 points.
Yeah, they're going to have a nice little run here.
Here's Simons. Richardson cover. Simons, the pass to Lillard. Will it go? And Damian Lillard with the jam.
And for a point guard, Lillard has some hops. Outstanding at knowing when to use them for the dunk.
Richardson outside. This one for three, and Willie Cauley-Stein gets the whistle that time. That's foul number 2 for him. And so it's the Dallas Mavericks closing out the quarter with a 20-point lead. They've had active hands and have forced a lot of turnovers in this one. We'll return shortly. And a chance right now to show you our State Farm assist of the game.
And he sliced the D wide open with this feed. They had no chance to prevent that basket.
Yeah, that's just a brilliant read of the defense. I mean, it was also excellent anticipation of the movement of his teammates before the pass. Just great harmony on all sides.
And 1 quarter to go in a game that to this point has not been an evenly fought contest. All right, now a chance to set the floor courtesy of Gatorade. 4th quarter action, all fueled up and ready to go. On the floor for Dallas, Kleba is the 4 with Porzingis in the middle. Hardaway is out there with Doncic, and it's Finney-Smith in at the 3. Lillard from outside, and it's Finney-Smith with the rebound.
I'd love to see them impose themselves a little more on the backboard. That's a great way to find confidence. Always a surefire way to get back in the game.
Well, guys, they need to do something to reduce this deficit. We'll see if that's the answer.
And the dunk by Doncic.
Par for the course for Luka Doncic. Just one of those games where he's got it on cruise control.
Doncic has gone 6 of 11 tonight. More makes than misses. Lillard against Doncic. They get a hand on it. Doncic with the steal. Outside Hardaway. And stolen by Lillard. Here's Covington. Kicks it out to Lillard. And it's in after a nice bounce off the right side. Greg, you were a physical, defensive-minded player. What are your thoughts on how closely the game is called now as opposed to when you played?
It is, Kevin, and yeah, some people like the physicality of the era I played in, but you know, I like the beauty of the game with the spacing and the freedom of movement, and I think that's one reason why you see so much switching. It's hard to fight through screens without fouling, and ball handlers have become experts at drawing contact, even if it's, you know, incidental, and I think that's just an area where the game has changed so much that that ability to play in space is so vital.
Powell dishes to Lillard. From deep. Trailblazers keep it alive, and Covington stays with it.
Boy, how about the effort and energy that time by Covington? Just worked his way right to the glass and got the follow-up basket.
Doncic finds Porzingis. And it's been said that history is written by the victor. Certainly holds true in sports, don't you think, Greg? And with that in mind, do you think titles are overvalued when evaluating the great players, individual players in history?
You know, Kevin, I think so. Having said that, I think championships do matter, obviously, and in the NBA and basketball in general, one guy can have more impact, right? Because you only play 5 and you play both ways. So it does have something to say, but I don't think that completes the narrative. You know, there's some tremendously talented guys, Karl Malone, Elgin Baylor, Patrick Ewing, Allen Iverson, a lot of greats who never won it. It's easy to count those rings, but measuring greatness has to take in the whole picture.
Hall of Famers, all of them. He kicks it to Nurkic. Good ball movement here by the Trailblazers. Powell for 3, and it's good. Assisting on the play was Lillard.
Yeah, you know, Lillard has been so good at finding the open man, puts a lot of zip on his passes, and he knows he's responsible for getting his teammates the ball.
The drive by Doncic, and Kleba slams it in.
And this is going to end in a lopsided victory. I love the tenacity and aggressiveness as well as the ability to close. You really got to give it up here for the Mavericks.
The coaching staff must be happy that they controlled their turnovers so well in this game.
Excellent self-control and patience tonight.
And so taking a look at their record, a nice milestone they'll be picking up tonight. 30 wins on the year now.
And this victory will draw them even in the season series as it comes to a close.
Fitting that it ends 2-2 because it's been a really good battle between these teams this year.
And you know, when you look at the huge impact he had, just a monster game for Luka Doncic.
Every time he shot it, it seemed like it was going to drop in. And if it didn't, everyone was surprised.
Just 5 to shoot. From deep three-point range. And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Doncic. Dallas making a switch here. Richardson's checked in. McCollum's checked in for the Trailblazers. And here are the Trailblazers now. They've given up just 8 points in the fourth quarter. Nurkic kicks to McCollum. Pass to Powell. Now here's Lillard, guarded by Doncic. Now the pass to Powell. 5 on the clock. Lillard outside. Now Nurkic, guarded by Porzingis, and Nurkic gets it to go.
Nurkic doesn't take a lot of bad shots, so when he decides to pull up off the dribble, you know he's feeling it.
So no problem for Dallas as they get the win. It was a tale of 2 teams tonight, one that was in total control. Thank you, David. Great interview once again. And that about wraps it up. Up next, the NBA on 2K Sports. Here's a look at some of the stats for Damian Lillard.
And he's gotten very shaky at the foul line in the last 5 games. Compared to his numbers through the rest of the season, I know he's frustrated and he'll be desperate to get it turned around here tonight.
The starters for the Portland Trail Blazers. Pairing up in the backcourt, Lillard and McCollum. Robert Covington out there with Norman Powell, and it's Nurkic in at the center. And for the Clippers, Kawhi Leonard is out there with Marcus Morris. Then it's Paul George. Then it's Ivica Zubac. And it's Jackson in at the point. The pass to Jackson. Well, as we enter the back half of the season, some players are worn down. But, Greg, are there certain players who really dial in at this point, who find traction with their game?
No doubt about it, Kevin. Especially for the veterans who understand it's a marathon and not a sprint. You really are trying to build up towards this portion and take your game and your mindset to another level. So this is a time for those guys when they just start to hit their stride.
McCollum with the ball. George picks him up. McCollum no good.
Out of character for him to miss that shot. Maybe just a little too casual there.
And that one's good, George.
Excellent concentration from Paul George, overwhelming the aggressive defense with his strength and determination.
Three-pointer, Lillard. The Trailblazers get it back in a new 14. Clippers have gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. Pass to Leonard. And the shot goes in.
Great rhythm on the catch and shoot. Kawhi showing us what's good.
Portland's gone 0 of 2 from deep here.
The homecoming for Paul George, playing in L.A. with the Clippers. They gave up a king's ransom to OKC. 5 first-round picks and Danilo Gallinari and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
And it's the Clippers with the ball. Clippers have gone 3 of 4 from the field to start out the game. Lillard against Jackson. To the inside. And he floats in for the easy 2. Credit the assist on that one.
And guys, the Clippers were willing to give almost anything for PG because they basically got Kawhi Leonard in the deal as well.
And let's remember, GA, he could have been a Laker. They would have had to trade away the 2nd pick in the 2017 draft, that or Brandon Ingram. Their loss became the Clippers' game.
Now here's Jackson after the miss from Damian Lillard. Jackson looking around. 6 on the shot clock. To the paint. It's tipped. The shot by Powell, no good.
Whoops. Got caught in between moves there on his way to the rack.
And there's a foul. It's on C.J. McCollum. That is his first foul of the game. And Los Angeles with some changes. Patrick Patterson, he's checked in for Zubac. Batum comes in for Morris. Rajon Rondo subbed in for Jackson. Portland also making some changes. Cantor, he's checked in for Yusuf Nurkic. Anthony comes in for Robert Covington. And it's Simons in for Damian Lillard. Here's Simons following the basket by Nicholas Batum. Shot clock at 5. Can they get it? And he takes that one up and powers it through.
Hey, dunks aren't always for the big fellas.
A serious power move from the point.
Forget just laying it in. He wanted to make a statement.
Rondo's shot is off. And so it's McCollum with it. He brings it up for the Portland Trail Blazers, trailing by 4. Up top Powell. He's covered by Leonard. Powell against Leonard. Powell, that's good.
High offensive IQ. He makes great reads and adjustments on the fly.
McCollum against George. He kicks it to Leonard. Shoots over Cantor. And it's Leonard missing.
And that's okay. Even though you miss, you had the right guy taking the shot.
Love the recognition. Realizes that one is all him.
Sometimes that's the call. You want to be unselfish, but even more so, you want to be effective.
George finds Batum. Pass to Patterson. He's off on that one. Excellent D there from Anthony. Here's Simons. Throws down the breakaway jam.
Now flying high and throwing it down with the one hand.
One of his favorite moves right there, guys. Here's Rondo to end the run.
And really, it's been a major aspect of their offense in the early stages here. Their success working the ball inside and getting points from close range.
It's all tied here in Los Angeles. And before the game, we talked to Damian Lillard. You know, Greg,
I don't fear nobody. And, you know.
And if Lillard's proved anything to us, Greg, in his career, you know he loves a challenge.
One of the premier big shot makers in this game. I don't know if there's anyone you'd rather give the ball to in crunch time.
Boy, did he go way up for that one.
And how about the incredible timing on that alley-oop?
He absolutely hammered it down. Simons, the rebound by Patterson. The Clippers in the lead. Rondo with it. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game. Man can't hit. Trailblazers shooting 43% for the game. Here's Simons. He's covered by Rondo. A new generation of players, Greg, coming into the NBA alongside your son Cole. We've got a lot of players who I think are going to have a long-term impact on this game.
There's no doubt about it. Listen, I hope Cole can have the kind of impact that some of these guys are, but look at the Grizzlies. I think they got two terrific ones. Ja Morant has superstar written all over him. Brandon Clark probably surprised some people with his ability to have an impact. And if you look at this past draft, Obi Toppin is one to watch. This is a guy with great size and length who was a perimeter player until he had a growth spurt. So those are the types of players that I think when you combine athleticism and skill with the way the court is spaced, man, can have a tremendous impact in this game. And folks, he did not luck into that one. He knew just where he wanted to be to grab that backboard.
He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
I don't know what's happening defensively, but they're not putting up any resistance.
And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Damian Lillard. That is his first foul of the game. Jackson against Lillard. Jackson passes to Kennard. Back to Jackson. 6 to shoot. Shoots over Lillard, and it falls over the rim and in. Jackson's got his second bucket of the game to go.
That quick burst off the pick allows Jackson to separate and get the look he wants.
Trailblazers have gone 1 of 3 to start out the second quarter. That's a 2 from Lillard with nobody on him. He buries the jumper. Lillard's got it all tied up now for the Trailblazers. Clippers have gone 3 of their first 5 shots to drop here in the second quarter. Pass to Kennard. Feeds to Morris. Back to Kennard. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And play stops. Whistle on what looks to be an illegal screen. Playoff seeding is so important here. Let's have a look out west. Taking a look at the Clippers. Unless they completely melt down, they should be in good position for a playoff run. And, of course, Portland, 6 games out.
You know, for Los Angeles, they've been on a tremendous run this season. All the pieces were in place coming into the year, and they haven't missed a beat.
great chemistry, great coaching, and potential to do some great things in the postseason.
Right. They knew teams would be gunning for them night in and night out. That's only fueled their commitment to putting a great product on the floor.
And his competitiveness showing through. That's an aggressive finish.
He is just unwilling to settle. He gets right to the rim and makes sure they come away with points.
No excuse giving Lillard that kind of positioning. That's just too easy.
Jackson with the bounce pass. Got that one up quick. George has got 5 now.
Yeah, clearly a defensive lapse there. He is automatic from deep if you're going to leave him that wide open. Big time mistake.
Good on that shot, and with that, the Los Angeles lead is cut to just 1 on the basket from Powell.
And they've repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid off.
Outside Jackson. And there's the pass to Zubac. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. It's going to be on Yusuf Nurkic. The Clippers shooting their initial free throws of the game right here. The free throw drops for Zubac. So for the Clippers, Patrick Patterson. He's checked in for Marcus Morris. Batum comes in for Leonard. Rajon Rondo subbed in for Reggie Jackson. Portland also making some changes. Cantor checked in for Yusuf Nurkic. Anthony comes in for Robert Covington. And McCollum subbed in for Derek Jones. Clippers leading by 3. Here's Rondo. That falls. Nice feed that time from George. Rondo's got his first basket.
Well, Paul knows the defense is locked in on him, so he takes advantage and finds the open man.
Lillard against Rondo. Lillard the pass to Powell. Over George. The shot by Powell, no good. And it's Rondo with the ball for the Clippers. They've got the Pistons ahead of them in their next game in Detroit. That'll be the first half of a 2-game trip. Down low, here's Zubac, and he banks in the layup. Now it's a 7-point Los Angeles lead.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
And he's a good shooter from outside, but not sure from that deep.
You know, we're seeing players.
Thank you, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of action following halftime.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, and welcome. A pretty close game for the Clippers throughout the first quarter. The largest lead they had was 6. And
we played through the first half. Plenty of basketball, though, left in this one. You've got to like what Ivica Zubac has done in this game.
In those first 2 quarters, he was pretty much an automatic bucket getter if he got it down low on the block.
I have to credit them for their patience offensively. They understood the matchup, and they took the necessary time to exploit it.
Here's who Terry Stotts is starting the second half with. The high-powered backcourt pair, Lillard and McCollum. Nurkic is out there with Robert Covington, and it's Powell in at the small forward.
In OKC, Paul George showed he could be an MVP caliber performer. With Kawhi on the Clippers, he could be that 1B or that 1A.
And a wide open look for McCollum, and the call will be against Yusuf Nurkic. That's foul number 2 for him. Clippers leading by 9. Now George. He's got 7. There's the dish to Leonard. 6 on the shot clock. Pass to Zubac. Nurkic with the steal. And now Portland on the break. Lillard with the ball. Here's McCollum. That shot no good. Good work defensively by Morris.
And PG, you know, he has the versatility to succeed in different roles. Doesn't have to dominate the ball.
Yes, and if anything, he's more comfortable scoring within the flow of the offense. With his all-around impact, doesn't need to force things to make winning plays. But if you need him to, he can.
Los Angeles making a switch here. Man's checked in. They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
Now the Clippers moving it up. And he goes in for the dunk.
I mean, a great look by Kawhi, aware of what the defense is trying to do, understands the spacing.
Lillard way outside. Offensive struggles continue, missing again. Zubac with it, now guarded by Nurkic. Zubac the pass to Man. Back to Zubac. Lead pass was put in just the right spot. Zubac has got 10.
And not hard to see why they are giving up points on this run. Just too many good looks from in close.
Lillard bounce pass. Powell kicks to Lillard. Back to Powell. Up again, and Covington stays with it.
Finally getting one to fall. They were 0 for 3 to start this half.
Second half of play with just under 2.5 minutes gone. And we've got an update here, so let's catch up with David Aldridge.
Thank you, Kevin. The NBA continues to build international academies to develop prospects from other countries. Already, academy graduates are playing Division I college basketball. Before long, NBA players should start emerging from that pipeline. He continues to reach out to find overlooked youngsters who have a gift and give them the opportunity. Guys?
Outstanding, David. Thank you. Greg, can you really compare players from completely different eras? I mean, people love to talk about the greatest of all time.
You know, Kev, some players do transcend eras. There's no doubt about that. Wilt's a great example, and there are many others. But in reality, to your point, the style and the way in which the game was played was so different that it isn't fair. I mean, all you can be is the best of your generation or one of the best. And I think that should stand no matter what the conversation is.
Like, there's no doubt in your mind Oscar Robertson could play in this era as well as he played when he played.
No doubt. Bill Russell, all those guys.
Yes,
They're truly
yes.
great ones. So much of your ability to perform at a high level is built around your confidence and your belief in your abilities. And those guys had it as much as anybody who's ever played the game.
And Kent are able to finish.
And usually amongst the leaders in the offensive rebound rate, Cantor gives your team found points off misses.
Kennard, the pass to Batum. The feed to Patterson. 1:06 left to play in the third. To the paint, lock at 6. And Leonard gets it to go.
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They keep getting in the paint and continue to score consistently.
Anthony, and it's Anthony with the jam.
Strong move to the 10, trying to get his guys going.
Hard not to get motivated, GA, right when your teammate makes that kind of play.
The problem is your opponent is making big plays as well. I'll be curious to see the response.
Patterson, that's good. And the Clippers lead by 16.
And the crisp passing has opened things up for them offensively.
Simons, the pass to Jones. Portland moving the ball around. Pass to Simons. Back to McCollum. Now Cantor. And it's McCollum in the corner. Passes it to Cantor. The baseline J. Tips it. And the second chance effort by McCollum.
Oh, a nice tip in to salvage the points from that missed shot.
Yeah, and those second chance points can add up. Stolen away. Now here's Lillard. 8 points for him. Outside, Jones from the arc. He can't get that one. And so it's Los Angeles with a 14-point lead as we bring the quarter to a close. And now let's go back to a play from earlier as we show you our State Farm assist of the game.
And the winner today, the big fella here with the sweetest of dimes. What a plus it is to have a post player who's got this ability to find.
You know, it takes good vision and it takes good decision making right there. He showed both, and he did so at a very high level.
And there have been two very different performances from these teams today as we get going in quarter number 4. Batum is out there with Patrick Patterson. Then it's Paul George, and it's Rajon Rondo, and it's Jackson in at the 2 spot. That's who's out there for the Clippers. Trailblazers trail by 14. And it's McCollum in the corner. Lillard dishes to Cantor. Lillard the pass to McCollum, and stolen by Patterson. And here's Rondo. Right side, Batum. Lillard with it. George picks him up. Stolen by Jackson. And there's a foul. It's on C.J. McCollum. That's foul number 2 for him. And the Clippers making a switch here. Zubats is checked in. And then for the Trailblazers, Robert Covington's checked in for Jones. And it's Powell in for C.J. McCollum. Batum outside for Rondo. Back to Batum. And he takes it in for the layup off a very nice feed. Batum's got the first points up on the board here in the 4th for the Clippers. The pass to Powell. Back to Lillard. And here is Powell. Guarded by Jackson. Pass to Powell. Here's Lillard. The 3. Covington. The putback. It's good on the putback.
And they've shown a little extra hustle on the offensive glass here in the second half. Second chance points are starting to add up for them, and they can use every one of them.
Rondo scanning the floor. Inside. And the call on the shot. And now, yep, this will be a coach's challenge. We thought that might happen, triggering a review of the personal foul.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
Morris is checked in for the Clippers. And a switch here also for Portland. Nurkic is checked in. Covington kicks to Lillard. Just 5 on the clock. Covington's shot is off. Clippers leading by 14. Outside, Batum. He can't get that one to fall. And so it's Covington who brings up the ball for the Portland Trailblazers. A great 4th quarter, just giving up 2 points. Pass to Lillard. Back to Powell. From deep. Portland again missing. Clippers have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start the 4th quarter. Batum scanning the floor. To the middle. Here's Morris. And the bucket is good. 3-point play chance here for him.
And when he's aggressive, watch out. Morris finishing through the contact, now going to the line to try and add one more.
Leonard, he's checked in for the Clippers. And the Trailblazers making a change here as well. C.J. McCollum, he's checked in for Anthony. Lillard dishes to Covington. Kicks it out to McCollum. Good ball movement here by the Trailblazers. Back to Powell. Paul George with the steal. Right side, Jackson. From deep 3-point range. Rebounded by Covington. Covington's got his 5th rebound right now in the game.
And tonight's battle is going to end with a very clear winner, leaving leaving nothing to chance. Impressive win for Los Angeles.
Look, their big advantage was points in the paint.
And they found a way to pound the ball inside. And that was working all game long.
And this will push their record to 39 wins and a good effort tonight.
And this will be their third win in 3 tries against these guys. They match up so well.
And you know, looking back at all the contributions tonight, it was a really phenomenal all-around game for Paul George.
Throughout the night, he was their catalyst at the offensive end. Play after play was run through him with great success.
And you can't give McCollum any space. Always a threat to pull the trigger.
And that one falls for Jackson. So Portland ends up going with the new group. Jackson hits both of them.
You know, he was the 24th pick in 2011. I think it's safe for us to say Jackson's outplayed that draft slot.
And Cousins comes over to help. Stolen by Jackson. And pushing it up, here's the Clippers. Jackson's got the ball. And the 3 off target. Here's Simons. Off target at the rim. So it's Los Angeles winning this one easily. David, thank you as always. And that'll wrap it up, folks, for Greg.